Ether rooms like storms, every joy, every pain. You tried every path just to find your home. Spiritual houses that still felt alone, till the soul parents whisper one clear key. Everything is energy and you can work with me. Your thoughts run wild, yeah, they jump, they race, but we can turn this chaos into sacred space. No blame, no shame for the way you think, just a tiny soft shifting where your eyes blink. Where attention goes, the energy flows. Hey, we're not broken, we're just wired our own way. From overwhelmed to self-trust, we rise like waves. Witchy hearts, ADHD, we're the ones we save. Oh, 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 everything is energy. Watch it move with you. Oh, 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 you can guide your magic. Every shade, every hue. Where attention goes, the energy flows. We're not too much, we're the ones who glow. Hey, you got wolves on your shoulders, angel devil in your ear. One says you're too late, the other whispers you're here. They won't understand you, you'll never live normal life. But what is normal to a wave that refuses to be ice? They say ADHD keeps you from your lane, but your brain bursts constellations from a single flame. Hyper-focused daydream, scanning every room. In a breath you find 10 different pathways where they only see a dead end. So when the thoughts get sticky and they drag you down, and you're spiraling deep but almost ready to drown, just one notch softer, not a giant leap. Shift your gaze to the treasure you already keep. Where attention goes, the energy flows. Hey, hey, we're not broken, we're just wired our own way. From overwhelmed to self-trust, we rise like waves. Witchy hearts, ADHD, we're the ones we save. Oh, 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 everything is energy. Watch it move with you. Oh, 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 you can guide your magic. Every shade, every hue. Where attention goes, the energy flows. We're not too much, we're the ones who glow. Hey, hey, hey. Gratitude journal, sticky notes on the wall. Phone alarms chanting, hey, your power's your call. Change your screensaver into a little spell. Energy follows attention, choose the story you tell. You've been daydreaming disasters, futures full of fear. Rewrite the timeline, make a softer atmosphere. See the talk going kindly, see past you held tight. Use your witchy imagination to flood the dark with light. Where attention goes, the energy flows. Hey, we're not broken, we're just wired our own way. From overwhelmed to self-trust, we rise like waves. Witchy hearts, ADHD, we're the ones we save. Oh, 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 everything is energy. Watch it move with you. Oh, 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 you can guide your magic. Every shade, every hue. Where attention goes, everything is energy. Feel it in your bones. From your anxious little spiral to the safety of your home. You were never too broken, you were always too bright. Just needed witchy language for your storm of light. Attention is a steering wheel, not a judge, not a cage. You can turn it to your softness, you can turn it to your rage. But we choose now gently where the river runs. Tiny shifts, tiny spells under moons and suns. Post-its on the mirror saying you are not too much. Alarms on your phone whisper come back to your touch. Daydream new endings, rewrite the scene. Your ADHD magic is your quantum in between. From empath to witch to wave ride and see it. Every beat of your heart says I belong here. So when it's all too loud and you can't sit still, place your hand on your chest, feel that hum that will. Ask, where is my attention, where do I want it to be? Then surf that little wave back into your energy. Where attention goes, the energy flows. Hey, hey, yeah. We're not broken, we're just wired our own way. From overwhelmed to self-trust, we rise like waves. Witchy hearts, ADHD, we're the ones we save. Oh, 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 everything is energy. Watch it move with you. Oh, 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 you can guide your magic. Every shade, every hue. Where attention goes, the energy flows. Witchy ADHD souls with the whole damn show. Aloha, my love, let the old shame fall. You're not here to fit in, you're here to feel it all. Everything is energy, and you're learning to steer one soft shift at a time. You belong right here.
Aloha, aloha, my beautiful. Start talking and forget to unmute myself. I wanted to start today with a shaky song to, get everything dancing on, not only because my album just came out. So yeah, I am using, technology as a cyber witch to create stuff for us, And I always felt like we need danceable spiritual music, and especially empowering one for us ADHDers and highly sensitive ones. So if you like, I'm very proud. It's my fourth album, but I feel like this one's like, yeah, I'm getting it. I'm getting better at this. So if you feel like checking it out, it's called Energy Waves. The album, I mean, you can find it under Cyber Witch May, um, anywhere on your streaming platforms. And I wanted to do this because remember last week we had the thing about celebrating ourselves, and I feel like we still should because this wasn't an easy full moon that we just had. And we will go into that, remember how I was feeling into it, like if we should do it last week? Nope. We are connecting with the full moon today because it is, it's a strong thing happening there and it is, supporting us as much as we can. But before I dive into all the energies, I will do this in a second when everybody else starts joining as well. For now, in the beginning, I always like to do a little bit explaining for everyone who is here for the very first time. So if this is your first time here, I'm grateful that you're here, my beautiful soul. My name is May. I'm your neurospicy cyber witch, and yeah, I am definitely highly sensitive. I would even say hypersensitive, and I am I believe on the ADHD spectrum. Um, yeah, that's my side. I come from a long line. No, I wish I could say I come from a long line. I do know on a spiritual level that my great 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 grandmother was I don't want to say witchy, but she did a form of, shamanism, and, occult work, healing work, especially healing work. There was a lot of healing work there because I know we have the energies in our hands. I have learned from here in Germany. I'm half German, half Chinese Ecuadorian. So I have learned here in Germany. I'm living in Germany right now, and I did a long apprentice to become a shamanic practitioner. That's why what you see up here are my two of my drums that I own. The other side that you see is Hawaii, Big Island, where I was the last time I was there was in 2019, where I did a long internship to learn Ho'oponopono Ke'ala, which is one of the versions of Ho'oponopono. But that wasn't like I started learning about Hawaiian philosophy way back when in 2013, I think it was. So I'm specialized in Hawaiian philosophy. I'm a shamanic practitioner, and what you see here when we work together here is a form that I would say is an adjustment of shamanic journeys that was given to me by my spirit guides when they initiated me a couple of years ago when I was still, doing this analog in a non-online way. Again, way back when, I think around 2015, 2016, around there, where they taught me, because I was having a little crisis back then because I was seeing that a lot of people would come to talk to the shaman, in that case me, or my teachers, and they would be expecting us to do everything for them, which is nice. I mean, I don't mind. When you're a shamanic practitioner, of course you have everything, and of course you want to do for other people. But the thing is that in that case, in my case with yeah, with everything, um a lot of the times I felt like it wasn't deep enough. Like people would come and, you do it for me, and then, we would do the work, and then it would be okay. I mean, of course it works, but there's always this little part that where you're supposed to bring in yourself. So the part where my clients would not do that consciously, it wouldn't be, the work wasn't deep enough. And I felt like I needed it to be a little bit different. And my spirit guides showed me how I could actually, instead of me doing the shamanic work, actually guiding you to do it yourself, for my clients to do it for themselves so that they could feel it, they could see it, and that way it will go way deeper. And so that's the thing that I do is that I connect to my spirit guides to keep a safe space today. I do that now every Sunday here on the channel. And this is one of the things that they're telling me right now. We will be, downloading it. I think it takes me a day to download it. And then to put it up on my podcast. So this will also go into the podcast starting today. And so for those of you who have already dove into this, you can just flip forward or put it on 2x speed, so that I can explain for everybody who's new here how these journeys work. So you don't need to have had experience with shamanic practices or shamanic journeys at all. Um, the only thing that you need is basically keeping an open mind to whatever this guided journey will show you. Um, there's one thing that you need to know is that this is something that is being kept safe by my spirit guides, by our spirit guides in general. They're keeping the circle safe. The moment you step into this and you decide to do this journey with me, you're in the circle and you will, you will, sorry, there was a weird sound. And you will, have, be inside of that protection. In case anything feels weird inside of the journey, you're always free to ask your spirit guides that are there to come and join and help you, you know, make it look a little bit different, or you can tell them this is a little bit scary or this is too dark. Can we turn on the lights? Can we make it brighter? Usually it is. So I'm not afraid, but I do want to put it in as a disclaimer for the one person that might have an experience like that. Another thing is that for me, spirit guides encompasses everybody that we could think of on the spiritual realm. Whenever I talk of spirit guides, this could be your ancestors, this could be your guardian angels or angels in general. If you work with angels, if you work with, magical creatures, then those could be coming in, unicorns, trolls, fairies, all of the ones working out there, nature spirits, elements. Like if you're a person that works a lot with elements, that might show up. Power animals. I know that we actually have one power animal of this specific circle because this animal hasn't shown up for me somewhere else except in this, well, in one other situation, but that's a very old story. But ever since I started these journeys, this beautiful elephant has shown up, and he's always here when we start the circle. So that's, sort of like the power animal of the circle. But we do have more, everybody has more than one. So there's power animals, spiritual healers, spiritual guides, teachers. There's such a huge spectrum of our spiritual beings that have, in some cases even been spirits that walked on this plane and that are now, working as spirit guides that are out there supporting us on different levels. And so they might be coming in. I have been closely working with dragons for, I don't know, I think they first appeared in 2012, 2013, something like that. Was the first time my very first dragon appeared, and then a couple more followed. So, if you see one, then that could be it as well, because I know that sometimes they want to show up because because of my dragon, sometimes they show up for other people as well. Those are the magical creatures that we have. Then there's, I'm going to say terrestrial and extraterrestrial spirits that we have that, because, you could start discussing if any of them are terrestrial or if all spirits are extraterrestrial. So I'm going to leave it for a different discussion. But, in my case, one of the things that I find very important is the reason why I'm making these circles every Sunday is because I want you to have a safe space to connect with your spirit guides, to practice to connect with your spirit guides. So whoever wants to show up in that moment, let that be the truth for you in that moment for that day. Because the more you practice this, because this is sort of like a muscle, and the more you practice to listen and to trust your intuition, the more you're going to be understanding when it's real intuition and when it's your head trying to tell you something. And trust me, you'll know. This is like, you'll know. The way we see spirits or the energies are in different forms. Sometimes we don't see them. Sometimes it's just a feeling, a knowing, an understanding. Sometimes it's a hearing. Sometimes it's like we feel touch. Sometimes it's, Yeah, like, an inner. So I know of people that have tastes, and because they taste something, suddenly they know and understand what their spirit guides want to tell them. All right. And another thing that I recommend is not to focus on what, like, if you have this one spirit guide that you've always been working with, whenever we do this, this is why I always say we see who shows up for today's journey, for today's intention. Because sometimes we might think that we want to do it with that ancestor or that we want to do it with that specific spirit guide or angel that we want to work with. But what if for the journey that you have planned, for the intention that you have, it's a different one? So allow yourself to have that openness to see whoever wants to show up. I do that too. Sometimes it's one or two, sometimes it's five, sometimes it's I don't see them. I just know that they're there because they feel like not showing up here. They want to show up back there. And sometimes it's a whole room full of them, right? So allow yourself to just, whoever you feel that those are the ones that are going to be there. I always leave enough space for you to connect with them and to, like to ask their names or to ask what they want, what their role in your life is. And then there's that's the important part, being the as and the other one, sorry, almost forgot, is the intention. It's always very important to have an intention. Why are you doing this? Of course, if it's practicing to meet your spirit guides, then just ask them for a plain guidance. Do they have anything you need to know for the coming week? Is there something, that you should know for the coming week, right? Or I usually I started reading my cards. So sometimes there's a topic coming in. Sometimes if you feel, because I know that especially for us ADHDers and morally highly sensitive people, we have that moral thing. We have the weight of the world. And right now the world is burning on so many levels. So sometimes that's our intention to just, find balance for ourselves. How can I support the energy of the earth? How can I support the collective? How can I support this or that? And that can be a question for your spirit guides, and they will tell you what to do, right? So it could be, as general as I just said, that you tell them, hey, right now, every time I hear the news, I get overwhelmed and I feel like, oh my God, how, what can I do? Or, maybe when I read the cards in a second, in a minute, you might go like, oh wow, that resonated so much with me. I'm going to take that as my, intention for the journey. Again, because we are who we are, and sometimes focusing is a little bit hard, we use the intention as anchors. So you're going to have that anchor and you're going to allow your thoughts to go in, like, I don't know, let's say, how can I support planet Earth? And then you start thinking about, and then you start feeling it, and then you hear your spirit guides telling you something or showing you something like your gut images, and then those images start leading you down a pathway because we have the brains that we have, right? So that brain takes you a path, and then you suddenly feel like, oh man, when did I, when did I go unicorn or squirrel? So you use your sentence again. How do I, come back? How do I support Mother Earth? Just repeat it in your inner mind, and then you come back. Um, and then that way you can reel yourself back in. In this part, because this is the part where I leave you to have your conversation, to talk to, whoever's in there. Um, I want you to, in that moment, take the time. Sometimes if the thoughts want to go wild, sometimes it's necessary, it's okay for them to go wild. So don't stress yourself too much. If your mind starts wandering, try the anchor. If the anchor's not working, allow yourself to wander because maybe today's the day. Again, these guided journeys are recorded, so you can come back to them at any moment during the week, right? Or even later. I'm even putting them on my podcast, so you might, even find it there. That's one thing. And I think that's very important to know. So don't stress yourself. Allow yourself to, give yourself grace. Whatever wants to show up today will be the right thing for you. in case you fall asleep, that's also okay because you're in the circle. And I know that your mind, your system, your energy is still going on this journey with us, even though you might not be consciously with us. All right. So again, also give yourself grace. If you hear me calling you back, because I will call you back and then we'll walk back, allow that to happen. That's great. If not, if you fall asleep with this, that's also okay. These are meant for you to come back. In case you do fall asleep and, until the next day and you feel like, May, I'm not, I don't feel like I'm back in my body. This is very important. Imagine inhaling through your crown chakra. This is like that's how we start always. Inhaling through your crown chakra, and that's also how we end. So we always start inhaling through the crown chakra and exhaling through our either, I always feel into what spirit wants to tell me, but it's either your belly button or your heart. That's how we start. And then at the end, we always inhale through the crown chakra and then exhale through our feet because that grounds us back into our body. So in case you do fall asleep and you wake up the next day and you feel like you're not 100% back in your body, just, focus on your breathing. Inhale through your crown chakra and then exhale through your feet. And that way you will be grounded back in your body. I'm not going to go deeper into that because we're going to do it in the journey as well. I have say I'm not gonna no, it's not just sage, it's different. It's a mix of different, how do you call it, herbs that I use for incense. Is it called incense? Yes, incense. Yeah. So I do that and I will start calling in my spirit guides and yours and all of us to keep the circle to help us be in this safe space. I hope you don't have any more questions. If you do, put them in the comments, let me know. And sort of like this for everybody, if you come back at a later time and you're like, oh man, May, I don't want to, I don't need the instructions all the time. I do these because they're for free and it's every Sunday and sometimes it's new people. So I have to do the instructions. But like this, come in 20 minutes later. That's when I will do the cards and that's when we dive into the journey. All right. Thank you so much for being here for that. Just for that. Thank you so much. All right, so for the coming week, we had the full moon last week, so that's a huge deal that we have there, right? It has been strong, so I guess there's something going to happen in this journey for us, moon-wise. But just to have also some guidance for this week, I'm pulling the cards. I'm so sorry if I yawn a lot. That's how energy moves through my body when I guide these. So I'm trying, I will try to mute myself while I yawn, but just in case, I'm pulling them out right now. And I do always 3 at the same time, unless they tell me more, but today it's just 3. And then we're going to look at it. Oh, again. This is, I think, I'm in awe every time this happens because we have 2 cards that are repeating from last week. So apparently that's an important thing. And that one of them is, I think it was last week, make room for it. Letting go is a form of creativity because at this moment we create space for something new. So get ready in case you want to do a screenshot. I'm going to put it in the on the screen so that you can copy it. Let me like this. People do it like this, right? Make room for it. Sorry, there you go. Screenshot in 3, 2, 1, go. The second card is, again, I know this one we had last week. Smile. Always remember to let joy into your life. And here we go. Get ready to screenshot in 3, 2, 1. Oh my God, the one looks like as if my finger is cut off. And card number 3, not my monkeys. Not my circus, not my monkeys. Ask yourself, what exactly is your responsibility? What are you taking on to yourself, for yourself, that is not, in your responsibility? So here it is if you want to screenshot this in 3, 2, 1, go. All right. These are the 3 cards for the coming week. Take them with you. Be conscious of them. Make yourself aware. Where are you not letting joy into your life? where, what's with the monkeys, like where are you, or where are you not letting go? This is one of my very favorites because making room for it, making room for new things in your life. All right. I love this so much. Okay, let me just put some more sage here. Is it called saging? Incense. I think it's incense because sage is the specific, um, what's it called? The very specific um herb, right? All right, my beautiful ones. Let me see, I finished this one. Let me just grab a little bit of water. Find yourself a beautiful spot. Oh yeah, one of the things that I forgot for all the new wings, because we're ADHDers, move if you want to. Listen to this while you're walking. Do a walk meditation. Make it a walk meditation. I don't think it's good doing it while driving. So disclaimer here, please don't do it while driving, or only if you are 100% sure that you're keeping your attention with the road. But it's better. I trust that you're grown enough to make a good decision for yourself with that. And yeah, but I think, if you need movement, I am sitting on one of those, I don't know how you call them, the balls, the medicine balls or something like that, because I need that for myself. Um, and so I might be moving a little bit. So that's a good thing because you hopefully are going to have your eyes closed. But in case, if I'm too wobbly, please close your eyes or look somewhere else. Um, Oh, another thing, this is one of the things that I leave open to everybody because we have a 50-50% chance that you are one of the neurodivergents that needs extra music or that you don't, that you are more, distracted by this. I am working on, making my own playlists and albums, putting them out there with music. For now, I don't have them. So please just YouTube or, put your own, if you have your own, and make it ambient or instrumental, at least if this is your first time with me or one of the first times, because it's very important that you can listen to my voice so that I can guide you and bring you back, right? So that's the important part about that. And other than that, yeah, choose if you don't want music or if you do want music. Um, yeah, and then just let's dive in. I'm so excited. Yeah, let's just take a moment. Let me just shake it out. I wish I could use my rattle so that you could hear it. I'm gonna use it for myself. I know that you probably won't hear because Zoom doesn't transport it unless I do the other sound thing, but then it messes up the whole sound. But yeah, I am imagining myself and us together being in a room in a circle and me going around rattling off everybody, you know, taking all the day-to-day energy off away, taking it off. Sort of like a mini cleansing, but we will do it with breathing as well. So let everybody arrive. Let's be here together. Let's join to be here. And like I mentioned earlier, let's breathe in through our crown chakra and then exhale today through our heart. If it makes it a little bit easier for you, inhale through your crown chakra like universal energy. And imagine that universal energy going through all the cells in your body, down, from your head down to your toes. And with it, it collects all the worries and all the things that are not needed right now. And then when you exhale through your heart, it just releases everything through your heart. And that energy just, pushes everything out there that you don't need anymore. So you inhale through your crown chakra. Let that universal energy go through your whole body and then exhale through your heart. I don't know why, but I'm sort of imagining the Lucky Bears. Were they called Lucky Bears from the 90s? And it's like this huge stream of energy coming out of our own bodies and just, taking all out, anything, all the worries, all our fears and anxieties that we don't need anymore. Just let them stream out of your heart, out of your body, and making you feel lighter and lighter inside of your own body. Ooh. And we meet each other right now at dawn. Is it dusk? I think it's dusk. Right after sunset. It's already light dark, and you see the stars are starting to come out, and we're at a beach. And it feels a little bit like vacation at the beach. You see the beautiful full moon fully up in the sky, just came out. And you see it already being reflected onto the ocean. And you, are standing there at the beach, feeling the sand beneath your feet. Maybe you hear the wind blowing through the palm trees. You feel the warmth of the sun on your skin. Sorry, not the sun, the warmth of the air on your skin. It's a beautiful, warm evening. You might even want to take one step from the dry sand into the wet sand and feel the warmth of the water. It is also very warm today. And you're just enjoying this. Maybe you even smell the salty air. And the ocean is very calm today. Very small, little, calm waves are coming in. And while you're standing here, a little boat comes to shore. And it's a magic of boat, and instinctively you know that you're allowed to step into it. So it comes as close as possible so that you don't have to walk into the water. You just step into this beautiful boat that is being guided in a magical way. And as you're sitting there, the boat starts moving, but it doesn't feel as if it's gliding, as if it's on the water. It feels like as if it's gliding a little bit over it. And it starts going, and while you're going there, you're just enjoying the breeze, the full moon on the horizon. and the ocean around you. And very fast, you see a little island appearing, a beautiful, magical island that appears to be waiting for you. And this island is called the Full Moon Island. You see a dock for some boats that is just sort of like waiting for you with little lanterns that lights up the whole dock. And as you get closer, as the boat gets closer to the dock, you start seeing, maybe you see them already, your spirit guides, the ones that are going to be accompanying you today with your intention of the day. It might be one, or it might be more of them. Allow yourself to see them or hear them or feel them or know them intuitively, whoever wants to show up there. And they're showing themselves happy, waiting for you to be here. So excited. They help you to get out of the boat and onto the dock. And you take a moment to feel and talk to them if you can. If you want to ask them what they're who they are, if you don't know them yet, what their name is, what their role in your life is. And after taking a moment to, embrace and take in who is going to be accompanying you, you make your steps into the island, into this wonderful, beautiful full moon island. And the little path takes you, away from the dock through a little part of the forest, and then it opens up. And the island shows itself as it wants to show itself for you. So if you want to take a moment to, walk around with your spirit guides to talk or to find a space. The beautiful thing about this wonderful magical island is that no matter where you are, you always see the full moon guiding you. And you can be sure that your spirit guides will take you to that part of the island that you need today for your journey. So use this time to talk to them, to ask whatever questions you have, whatever support you want to have from them. And as soon as it's time to go, I will call you back. slowly come to an end. And if you were somewhere else, bring your attention back to this beautiful full moon island. And before we start our way back to the docks, we're going to connect ourselves to the full moon waiting here. And if you feel like you need support, ask your spirit guides to help you. Connect to the full moon and ask the full moon what kind of blessing it wants to give you for the coming week. Imagine yourself connecting with an energetic line that connects you to the full moon, and you open your hands to receive the blessing into your hands. Whether it's a word or an energy, quality, whatever it is, and allow yourself to take that blessing from the full moon. And putting your hands to your heart, you imagine yourself integrating that blessing into your being. And how it expands into your whole body so that every cell receives this full moon's blessing. And you take a deep breath and you start walking back towards the docks with your spirit guides. And while you're walking, you ask them for a word, for an anchor, for a sign, for an image, something that will help you remember all the beautiful messages you received today to take into the next week, so that you remember them in the moment that you need them. And we ask our spirit guides, I don't know why this is important, where we're taking it in. We ask them to give us the right words at the right time for this week. That we know the right words that are necessary. Breathe that in. And with that, we arrive at the docks. We say goodbye to our spirit guides, well knowing that they're always with us. And we can always come back here to reconnect with them. And with a big thank you, we step back into the magical boat that is waiting there. And in the bright, full moon lit ocean, our magical boat takes off. And we have a moment to let everything sink in that we just received. Full moon guiding our way, keeping the ocean bright. And just like magic, our little boat takes us over the ocean back to the wonderful beach where we arrived, where we started. And the little boat arrives close enough to the sand that you just have to step a little bit into the warm water, and then you're already back on land. And you take another moment to take this all in, this beautiful, peaceful beach with the palm trees on the side and the ocean on the other side and the beautiful full moon greeting us and reminding us of our own greatness. And you start to taking deep breaths. And again, you inhale through your crown chakra. If you want to, universal energy that helps you let everything sink in and strengthen it. And you allow that universal energy to go through your whole body, and this time exhaling it through your feet to help you ground yourself, to help you come back. You inhale through your crown chakra and exhale through your feet. And you feel with every breath how strong and grounded you get back, grounded into your body, grounded into the energy that you just received, all the blessings from the full moon and your spirit guides. And you make 3 very deep, big breaths, inhaling through your crown chakra and exhaling through your feet and knowing how it's strengthening you. And as you feel more connected to your body, whether it's sitting or laying down, you take one last deep breath. And whenever you're ready, whenever you feel like you're back, grounded in your body, you open your eyes and come back into the here and the now. Welcome back, my beautiful ones. Allow yourself to let this sink in for a moment. And whenever you're ready, if you want to write down what it's written, what just happened, or let it just sink in. If you feel like practicing more, feel free to come back to here or to listen to it on the podcast. I hope I'll get it online by tomorrow. And if you want to do another one, I hope you might join me again, maybe live next Sunday here on my YouTube channel to dive into the energies of the next week. Every Sunday at 21 o'clock Central European Summertime. One last deep breath with much aloha, much love, and much grace for yourself, because you're an amazing human being. Hopefully see you next week. Bye, beautiful